Did you know that in a couple of months, towards the end of April, we'll be celebrating 10 years of Hermitcraft? That's got me all kinds of nostalgic and emotional, and here I am, just coming back to the very first world to check it out and see how far Hermitcraft has come along over these 10 years. And with every season, I've always tried to go bigger, bolder, and better. But last season's dive into cinema, storylines, and custom currency economies, it took a few too many steps away from the core of Minecraft itself, and that's what I want to get back to. And so with a little misty-eyed nostalgia, I've been diving back into the old Hermitcraft worlds, checking out the bases that we built, the adventures we went on together, and the good times that we were having. In preparation for a new season, I want to find my inspiration, and you know what? I think I've got it. What I need to do is keep it simple. Just go in blind, not have a plan, follow my nose, follow the inspiration, and that way we'll have a wonderful time in Season 9 of Hermitcraft. And I want to start by saying if you're new here, then subscribe and keep up with the Hermitcraft episodes. It can be a little confusing because I don't reset my numbers season to season, so currently we're on episode 1036. That is the first episode of Season 9. And so all of us hermits got together to say hello, to make sure everything was good to go, because for this world we are doing things a little bit different this time. We are going in blind. Now, being the guy who puts together the server and makes sure that the world works, I know what the seed is, but I am not going to be using it, and neither are any of us hermits. We're playing blind, we don't know what the seed is, and we're hoping that'll make it rather interesting.
Oh. Whoa!
Hello. That is a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It actually worked. It's really unusual, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the first time in Hermitcraft history that we're starting a new season on a blind seed, right? I mean, this means we don't actually know where anything is for the first time ever, and I just like to say I think this is a terrible idea. That's all I'm saying. I want to know where stuff is.
Wait, this was your idea. Come on.
Oh yeah, it was my idea. Sorry, guys.
Come on.
And I think a bunch of us have decided that we're going to kind of form a close little community here and stick close by, form a little village, live together, work together. And see what happens. I think
Raise babies?
Woo.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a lovely idea.
I love it.
So after the introduction, we all split up to do the basics, get geared up, get ready to play in this world, and I bumped into Scar and Cleo, Mumbo and Grian, and I found an amazing cave entrance that looked super interesting. Anyway, inviting them to come over and check it out, there was some murderous activity going on. I got myself a couple of Scar heads here in the process as well. Anyways, it was down in this cave that I found my first iron, started to get geared up, ready to get going. Then I realised I forgot to collect any food at all, so I had to do a bit of swim about, punching some fishes in the lake nearby. And that reminds me, I haven't actually shown you the area yet, so let's use the replay mod to see how glorious this spawn is for the Hermitcraft world. Yeah, the spawn is here in the center and it's surrounded by mountains and a lake. It's such a gorgeous seed, and I want to take a moment to thank WonderSim who put this seed together for us hermits to play on. It looks absolutely amazing and everyone loves it so far. Now you're about to see me go on a solo mission, for which I don't actually explain why for a while, so I thought I would let you know. We're going to do something amazing straight out of the gate in this episode. And it is going to be a massive starter base build that will be gorgeous and it will not disappoint. So stick around to see what we get up to here. So down here in the first cave that I plunge into, I think I found an ore iron vein. I mean, there is so much of it about, like everywhere I look. Although it feels like the cave may have like gone through the middle of it. But anyway, I'm just gonna crack on and mine this stuff. Oh yeah, the other clue is the tuff, right? Yes, look at that. This is definitely an ore vein. Well, this is great. Follow the tuff, have a dig around, find more iron, and it's led me to our very first diamonds. Look at them right there. Wonderful. It's probably just the one block though, right? Yeah, it's always just one. And apparently it might be the first diamonds for the whole of Season 9. Now, I may not have diamonds to mine obsidian, but this pool of lava here, always handy. And I'm going to go into the Nether early on today. And quite possibly the worst ever spawn, the middle of a basalt delta. However, aha, nether wastes in this direction. And what's the most important thing to get in the Nether? It is gold. You don't want some piglins coming after you, so I'm going to craft up some gold armor with this. Oh, watch out down below. That could have been an early death for me. And now I found another fortress, but that's not what I am here for actually. I am looking for 2 biomes. One of which is right over there. But while I'm here, I'm hoping I'll find some good loot. That wasn't very good. And that's more like it. An easy way to get diamonds. And also some obsidian, which means we can do some enchanting. You know, once I get the books and all that. Hey, more diamonds. Not bad, not bad at all. And before we continue our Nether adventure, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN. Have you ever had a slow internet connection? Maybe a website is unreachable or a file won't download. Sometimes I even have trouble connecting to Hermitcraft. The internet is a big web of connections and sometimes issues arise that make for a bad experience. Some services and even your ISP can throttle your bandwidth at their own discretion. While ExpressVPN won't always fix these issues, website activity you can for ExpressVPN by P have made a use the link in the description box down below to sign up today. So I, my friends, have made a diamond axe early on because I am here to gather some resources actually. I need some of that crimson wood. And one of the things you want to do straight away is find yourself some of this fungus because it's going to keep the hoglins away. Look, there's one over here. And now it won't come near me, so I can chop down these trees and be nice and safe. So I got what I needed, just the 4 stacks and a bit of crimson stem. And hopefully I can find the nether portal, because I've kind of forgotten where it was. And fortunately, I navigated my way back to it, and in the overworld, in the same caving system, I actually bumped into Cubfan, who was nearby. We had a little chat, we exchanged some iron and some food, and then I headed on back into the Nether in search of another biome. And there it is, off in the distance, the second biome that I'm looking for. And it looks like it's a bit of a hairy path over there, but I think I'll be safe. So I made it safe and sound. There's also some brown mushrooms over there, which is good because I'm running out of cods. But I have been picking up some red mushrooms, and that is a great source of food here in the Nether. And although these are good, looks like the biome actually ends here. It is very small. Oh, it's got some vertical space. Oh, but even then, yeah, it's like the tiniest little biome. Well, I've stripped this area of all of its resources, and I needed 12 stacks. So looks like I've got to go exploring a little further then. And luckily for me, I didn't have to travel too much further to find the real deal, and you can see that a lot of wood here has been stripped out, and that's because I actually need 12 stacks of this stuff, right? I'm now ready to return. However, there's a nether fortress here. Somewhere here. There it is right there. I figured this might be a chance to get a few more diamonds. And I've also been getting some ender pearls while I'm in the area. Those are always super useful early game. Well, sadly this fortress is without any more chests, so now I've got to make my way home. Well, I know my nether portal is somewhere around here. I'm struggling to locate it, but I've found an iron golem in the nether. I think some of the other hermits have come through here as well as this fella. Well, I am thankful to be out of there. It's always a bit nerve-wracking early game, and I'm out of there with the valuables, and now we need to go somewhere else to get more materials for our build project. So now I am off exploring through this giant dark oak forest with some amazing peaks running along the side of it. And what you can see here is indeed a woodland mansion. It is not what I'm looking for though, and taking that thing on right now might result in my death, so I'm going to bypass this thing. Oh, and it looks like, yep, someone's probably already been in here. Someone's definitely already been in here. And after a long time searching across a giant ocean, I think I finally found what we're looking for, and that is a desert biome. So I've cleared out my inventory because I need to bring back 20 stacks of sandstone and a couple of stacks of sand too, which I've got just about enough room for. Well, hopefully I don't mess anything up on this trip, because then when we'll get back, we'll have what we need to do our starter base. And what I wanted to do was come up with something that looked really amazing and impressive, as if you've been playing in the world for a while, yet you could pull off when you first go into a Minecraft world. So, you go into the nether, you locate those two biomes, you get your two different colours of wood, and the third colour to complement them is going to be the yellow of the sand and the sandstone. I maybe should have taken the time to have got a diamond pick and enchanted it first. I'm such a long way out from where we started. I think I'm going to try my luck with a shipwreck. I'd seen a few on the way here, and if I can find one again with a shipwreck, I'd seen a few on the way here, and if I can find one again, we might get some diamonds in a treasure chest. I think we might have a problem. This is the third shipwreck that I've visited, and they don't have the maps with the treasure in. They just have empty maps. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, a mesa biome too. That's an interesting find. Not something that I need right now, but definitely want to take note of this location. But anyways, it's time to head back. I've mostly spent my time like underground in these narrow areas, just mining out the sandstone, because of course there's sand directly above us. And normally in these deserts you can find an area where there's like quite a thick amount of sand. And normally in these deserts you can find an area where there's like quite a thick amount of sandstone directly below the sand, but since the terrain changes, it seems to be between 1 and 3 blocks. So I've had a real tough time, and I have explored around here and found a shattered savanna biome. And it looks glorious, my friends. Always fun to see some interesting terrain, but it's time to head back in this direction, which is east. You know, when you have to travel thousands of blocks on foot in this game, sometimes it feels a little tedious, but with all of this new terrain, it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness me, no! I am absolutely panicking. I'm panicking like Anakin. Oh, that was hilarious. Powdered snow. Right, I've got to watch my step then. Oh God. Here come the phantoms. The game is trying to kill me. Oh, thank goodness for the daytime. Oh, this is very bad. There's a witch. Yep, there's a witch coming for me who must have chugged a swiftness potion. Oh God, there's a goat here as well. This mountain is trying to kill me. Okay. Oh, stay away from the goat. Okay, this powder snow stuff is kind of ridiculous. You really do need a pair of leather boots. I think I'm spotting this stuff, but I keep walking into it. The textures are really similar. And I didn't really get to finish my sentence, did I? The views are beautiful. And I have now scaled the summit. I am the king of the mountain. Oh, wow. What a sight. What a sight. Hey, there's that woodland mansion that we saw earlier. And that will mean that we are close to home. It'll be just over there. So I've made it back to my chest of goodies, and obviously this isn't good enough. I need to move all of these items to a new location, and that will be the one where we actually build this thing. So we need to head up top and do some scouting. And it did not take me long at all. This is the spawn area right here. And off where these mountains are, there's a fair bit of flat space. And I think it's this kind of area right here that I'm looking at settling in. I think we just want to chop down a few trees first of all, and then somewhere around here, this is where our starter base is going to go. So while I'm clearing out this area of trees for our build to go in, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about what I've been up to with my time off, because it's been 10 weeks between the end of Season 8 and the start of Season 9. So the first thing that I did was a deep clean on my house, going from top to bottom, every single room, making sure everything is clean and in order. And then after that, I had a to-do list that had built up over the last year, and I powered through it. And it feels really good now to just be on top of absolutely everything. And that was just the first week or so. So then I had a lot of time on my hands, and I decided to get back into my lifelong passion of making music, and I did quite a lot, so much so that I was able to publish a couple of demos over on my Soulside Eclipse channel. That's the name of my musical output, if you want to call it that. I also got around to putting the first album that I made many years ago over on Spotify, so if you're interested in listening to either of those, links are in the description box down below. And feeling very musical, I ended up picking up the guitar again, playing a lot, and I recorded a couple of covers that I put on my second channel. I haven't done this in like 3 or 4 years, and it was a total blast to do, but sadly all of my repetitive strain injuries started to come back, so I've had to put the guitar down again. But one amazing thing that came out of it was some of this absolutely glorious fan art. I cannot tell you how much this stuff warms my soul, so thank you to those of you who created it and sent it over to me. Which, by the way, you can do on Twitter. If ever you want to get your fan art over to me, Twitter is the way to do it. And last of all, I'd like to talk about my Patreon server, because we recently launched our 3rd season. This is like a vanilla plus experience. You've got some of the extended features like you see on Hermitcraft, and then a whole bunch of other cool stuff like resettable dimensions. If you're interested at all in coming and playing with us, then head over to asumavoid.com/getwhitelisted to find out how to play. Now, I'm not done chopping all the trees down just yet. My diamond axe broke, so I went and brought all the materials over here so we don't have to make those trips back and forth. But yes, that is a block of obsidian. This is where my crafting table used to be, and I've noticed a couple of other blocks of obsidian just lying around here and there. There's one there. There's another over there. But then there's this crafting shrine. I don't know who's responsible for this or if they even connected, but someone's going around replacing the crafting benches with obsidian. Oh, we got a prankster among us. Well, okay then, the area is prepared. There are much more trees cleared out than before, and the whole point of everything I'm doing here is to try and go straight into a really good build that looks like something you build in the middle of a season, right? So I've barely geared up. I've got a couple of diamonds to my name, no enchanted gear, but I do have all of these building supplies put together now. And so we will use the Eye in the Sky, the replay mods, and start doing some construction here. So I put in a base of stone block, which will eventually be mixed up with some andesite and other decorative details. The strip logs that we've got from clearing this area are used to create a gradient leading up to sandstone, which is going to be the main material of this. It's going to be a mix of smooth sandstone, regular sandstone, and then we're also going to need some cut sandstone. And you know what else blends well with these materials? Just regular old sand. So I picked some of that up as well, and this is because our building is going to have some textural blending to really give it a good look. I just love how this looks like a big pile of blocks at the moment. A structure is starting to emerge somewhat in the middle. You can probably guess that this is going to be the entrance, but we've got our blending of blocks on either side. It gets lighter as it goes up, and this is where we're going to introduce some more traditional building elements now, like windows and whatnot. Those are going to go on the sides here. Oh, doesn't it look gorgeous? That crimson wood with the sandstone. Yeah, lovely combination. But as you know, we got 20 stacks of the warped wood. And this is what I love about this build palette. The red and the green are like the yin and the yang, and the thing that's going to pull it together is the sandstone. So can you guess where it's going to go? This is in fact where the roof starts of this build, and it's going to be made out of warped planks. And my friends, this is the bit that I'm most excited for, because it's really going to pull everything together and turn this into a wonderful build. And by the way, in our time lapse, like, this tree was totally in the way, so I think I'm going to chop down these two big ones in front of this side of the build. There it is, my friends. You gotta love it. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Yellow, red, and green. And for those of you that are really observant, you realise, yeah, there's no back to this build. There's no sides. All I've done so far is the front facade. So in the coming episodes, we get to expand this thing. This is just the beginning right here. As you can see, I cleared out a fair bit of land in anticipation of quite the expansion on this. So it's a great start, a very different start for me. Usually I go straight to getting diamond gear and build some sort of powerful farm, so I've got lots of XP, but not this time. I wanted to impress. However, I believe that I have been outdone big time. Who do you think was responsible for this? As far as first day base builds go in the communal area, I think I've definitely been outdone here. And I also love Stress Monster's teapot, which I mistook for an egg when it was in construction. That also looks glorious, and I anticipate that we will see many amazing builds popping up around the harbour area here. And yes, there's a couple more over there in the distance too. It's going to be very exciting times. Well, let's wrap this one up by saying leave a comment down below. I'm dead excited to see what all of you think of this build behind me and Season 9 as a whole. And leave